Okay, so for this one, now you can share your screen. So first I will tell you how to do that. So first you get the same way the authorization code and get the access token. Okay, and for before that we'll create a postman where I'll show you how you do that. So I have already one, so just you can see that. We're just going to show you. So for this token info, here I'll give this link to you. Okay, and then in authorization we don't need a client here. So in headers only you need to give authorization and bearer token because it's a bearer token, and we give the access token value, and we will run it and we will receive these values, right? So for this one, this information will be enough. So now you can try. So I'll give you this URL. Okay. So, yeah, you can share token info. Yeah, token info. No, you don't need to do anything for this one. It's fine. You don't need to add. Yeah. Make it no. Yeah. So just go to authorize header. Yeah, make it no. That's fine. Go to the headers and make it the okay. I'll here yeah authorization. And here
Okay.
you can add the okay. I'll give you the details. So here you can add this one. I'll give you the value. So you can put the value, but we have to change the token after bearer, right? So right now you can put this bearer and the token I've given. That's fine. Okay. So one more thing you are added in a param, you need to add in a headers. This token info, we don't need to add in a param.
But
We need to
it's
add.
not copying a copied work, right? It's something we need to change the settings.
Sure, I don't have access to change this. Okay, it's fine. You can write it bearer. That's it. We'll have anyway. We have to get the new token. It's fine. Can add the bearer part. But wait. Wait. But you need to add these values in a header. In header. In header, not in param. So yeah, just copy this one or cut to this one. Yeah. Anything. Yeah, bearer. Yeah. Yeah. Now do one thing. Get the authorization code and get the access token. Yeah. Like you were doing yesterday, right? Get the authorization code
Mm,
for any of your client.
okay.
Yeah.
Can I take number 9 or
Yeah.
set?
Any client which is present. Yeah. You should give a code value. Yeah.
Shall I give it to here?
Yeah. Space. Yes, you need to give some space. Yeah, right. And
Can I
yeah,
hit?
go to param once. Go to param once. Param folder. Can you remove this? Delete the. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So and
Can I hit?
click on send. Yeah, click on send. Nine. Wait a second. So authorization. Rajiv. Okay, you need to add auth to go above in your URL. You need to add auth to slash token info after Rajiv in a
Okay.
postman in postman. No, not here in
Okay.
postman. Yeah, after Rajiv, you need to add the auth to. See
Ah,
my
yes, yes, correct. Yes, yes, correct, correct. Sorry.
noise.
O caps are small.
Yeah, small. Uh, I guess you need to get the token again, authorization code and the access token again. Yeah. Now you need to just copy the your URL again. Yeah. Go to your refresh token. Did you get?
This is a post URL, get URL, can I?
This is a get URL or to token info. Go to the. Did you get the? This is a code or this is a access token.
Um,
Show me your code,
this,
authorization code.
response step code.
Yeah, go to the get the code again. Get the code value again.
Okay.
Yeah, you okay? You copied directly. Now we need to get the access token first. Get the authorization code. Fine. Get the new authorization code.
Okay.
Copy the authorization code. Okay, so this is the authorization code. We need to first get the access token with
Okay.
K. Okay, yeah. So
Mm,
first we'll receive the token and then we will check the token. So go back to Postman
okay.
and go to the refresh token access request. First access request your Postman. Yeah, yeah. Here, put the code in param. Here, info. Yeah, second line para. Here, you're
Here,
right.
right?
Just yeah, here. Yeah. I guess is your you are using same client which you are getting the authorization code. The client should be same.
So,
Which client you are using? Sure, check the client first. So you're using the auth client. Can you check the client in your Postman for refresh token in authorization format? Yeah, in authorization. Yeah, here only in authorization. No, no, you have to click the authorization after param. There is authorization bar, right? Authorization. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so change your client here. So this username refresh client, right? So the client should be same, right? So you're getting the no, why you are not getting the username is you are using refresh client and you're getting the authorization code from the different client. So the client should be same, right?
okay.
Yeah. So you have to change the client name over here
Mm,
in username. Instead of refresh client, you need to add the client where you are getting the authorization code.
okay. So can I change the username?
Yeah, I can please. Yes.
I don't know what is that username.
Okay, you know that, na? The client ID, go back to the URL, go to the URL, notepad. So tell me which is the client ID you will use.
What client ID?
Yeah, right. So this one we will use. So because why we are getting error? Because the here we are getting authorization code from auth client, but there we have set up with other client ID, right? So it should be same. So the authorization code and we get the access token, should client ID should be same as well, right? When we try to fetch the access token. So copy
Okay.
that one. Yeah.
So can I take this one instead of that one? Line number 13. This is the
Yeah,
refresh
you
client.
can do. Yeah, you can do that one as well. Yeah, anything. The client ID should be same on both sides. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. India Pranay.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. Yeah, but not that much good. It was good before. Now, like,
Now here too bad.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then go to Postman.
Yeah, now go
Go
to the
to
param. Yeah, same. Then here you need to go to param.
no, no, no. Access request.
Access request. Go to param
Param and then give it
and
to
change the code. Yeah, and send. Yeah, get the
okay.
token. Copy the access token value with underscore with
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so full. Okay, copy it and now go to token info. Token info here, the fourth request. Yeah, we just created. Change the here after bearer. Change this one. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Give yeah space is there. Right? Click on send. Yeah. So now see you get the value. So it will give the access token right. Go above. So client ID it give you detail right. It give which realm it is. So authorization level 0. It give the scope details. Scroll down. So authorization grant ID expires. So scroll up. So it gives the all the token information. So which client authenticate, which client it will, refer to the token, right? So this is the token information. Okay, now in the same way, there is one more way to get the token, to get more token information is introspect, right? So for introspect, I'll give you the client. We have to do same thing. We just need to use the different endpoint. So create
Just
one more
this is
request.
the
Hmm?
this is the information about just token information,
Yeah,
right, son?
yeah, this is about the token information. So which client using this token, which from which client authenticate for to get this token, which grant
Okay.
type has been used to fetch this
Okay.
token. So all those information, right?
I see.
Yeah. So there's one more way to check that this was the legacy endpoint. So legacy endpoint means the old endpoint that they have been using from their old versions, right? So in newer version, they have introduced a new endpoints with more advanced details like. And so for that, we can use this endpoint to just sharing. So this is a realm root introspect. So create one more request. Yeah, just create it. I'll just get a water. One second.
Yep.
वो देखो।
Yes, Pranay.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So
What does that mean? Introspect means?
introspect means to check the value of the token. So they have created the endpoint this one. So relation, relation, okay. So, just a second. I'm just giving the
Yep, yep.
details. Okay. So token interest. Yeah. So for this one, we need to have just checking the call command for this one. Yeah. So basically, introspective here is saying like you have to get the introspection of the token, right? How you can inspect the token, how you see the values, check everything. So I guess that's why they named it introspection for token introspection. Okay. So here this will be the post request, and we give the token is equal to access token. So if I give you show you so. You need to have first create the authorization. Here you need to get the authorization in a basic auth. Can you do the authorization for your client, refresh client?
Yeah, authorization code, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
So no, before that you need, can you do the go to the postman? Go to
okay.
the postman first. Yeah. Yeah, go to the postman and get the first, make it post.
Okay.
Yeah.
But copy paste is not working, Pranay.
I'm not sure. I have to check with the team. I'm not able to give you access for copy paste. I don't know. I guess they have blocked it internally somehow. Okay, that's fine. So, uh, okay, so now can you go to the authorization?
Authorization. Okay.
Go make it basic auth and then add the, yeah, that's it. And now go to the body
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and I guess I can make you. Okay, then I guess now here you can see that, right? So in a double bracket, and then we can get it. Click on the row, click the row.
Row. Ra, right?
Yeah, click on row. Yeah, this one. So here in one, you just click double braces, close and enter. And in between, just a double quotes token. Yeah, and then you need to give the token. It's fine. We will copy the token value. No need to worry about it.
Okay.
So now fetch the authorization code and get the access token like you were doing before.
Yeah. T B Z W G S I C Q Y E O M W E. Yes, Pranay. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, and I need to copy it. So I'm saying you need to get the authorization code no, from URL and get the
Yeah.
access token. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. From the refresh client.
So params can I add?
No, no. You need to go to the header, body. Yeah,
Okay.
and change this token value. So VUM, right? So
Oh, shut. Time waste. Okay.
that's what I'm saying. So we have to copy anyway. This
Yeah.
one you copied from. Did you get the access token, right? Or this is
Yes.
code?
Correct. Correct. This is my access token.
Okay.
Code.
No, not
Code.
this one. This is authorization. You need to get the access token. Go to the access token first.
Um, access token.
Yeah.
Uh,
First collection. If why?
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. You get the access token. How do you get the access token from here, right? So that is the authorization code you're copying. Yeah. Here, change the code.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Yeah. Get the access token.
Yeah.
Yeah. Copy the access token. Yeah. And yeah. Now go to the introspect and yeah. We'll change the value here. Yeah. Send it. So see, here you will get more details, right? Which from user ID, username, token type, expiry, sub, potential level. From there, which ISS is right. So see, the token info also has details, but it has limited details. Now
These
this,
are all these are all also details, right?
yeah,
What is the
these are
difference
also
between
details.
token
Yeah,
info and introspect?
yeah. Sorry.
What is the difference between token info and introspect?
Basically, the token info is a legacy endpoint, old endpoint that giving us the limited information only, like few details only about the token, right? But
Okay.
this introspection is endpoint is a like used basically a used for token introspection, right? Where we can check the token, verify it's the token, right? And it provide more details in than the token info, right? Additional metadata details regarding the token. So if you go to the token info and if you see this here around like 15 parameters are present, and if you go to the token info, click the token info. See
Okay.
only here, I guess, few parameters,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
there's a different, if you see very difference about the parameters, right
Yes,
here.
yes, correct.
Yeah, so
And
that's,
here user details also fetching.
yeah, from which user ID authenticate, which client ID authenticate, right?
Okay.
That's all those. So that's a difference. So basically for token info is a old endpoint which have limited details. Now this one is having for more token for more details to deep dive in the check, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how we can check the verify the tokens, check the tokens and all. Okay. So if somebody asks you how you will verify the tokens, you can say like where we are introspect endpoint, I can verify the token. Okay. So now next we need to discuss now how we can customize the token, right? Customize the values in token. So let me share my screen.
Okay. Can I stop?
So here, if you see in customize part, so basically we can customize this our access token, right? So means with the key value pair, because if we have this access token, if you see all this access token value, these are all in non-key value pair, right? So these are key and value pair. So we can add our own details inside this token, right? So now, okay. So for example, we need to make a REST call for any external service, like to add or change the key value pair in the access token on the response. So like before issuing those tokens to the resource server, right? So if we resource owner to resource owner, we need to add more details for verification or any requirement we have. So how do we do that, right? So for that, we can customize it. So here we have the scripts. If we go to that realm, a real name scripts and this click or to token modification scripts. So if I go to the this one and then I go to the scripts, right, and I go to the token. Here I have already this. They have given us the script. We can use that or to access token modification script, right? So this is on a JavaScript and Groovy. You can use any version. Okay. So here this is here. So if you see the here we have this set field. So I'll this currently is commented. So I will uncomment it and I'll put some field over here. Okay, so I have already written the steps. So like we will uncomment it and then additional data will be added into the access token response. Right. So let me add this one. So I'll just give you more information on this one before testing it. So basically this one, like well, we can modify for to where client side and server side access tokens are anywhere, right? So and this will be stored for in these tokens permanently until we don't remove it, right? So we need to make sure whatever we are adding, if we have to remove it in later stages, then we need to change our this code as well, right? So now for to modify the access tokens, so we have to use this uh, access modification script. Now where it is using, so this one field access value. So I'll just this is currently uncommented, so we need to uncomment it. It is currently commented. So you see if I as soon as I comment it, it shows me in the with the variable, right? So I can now change it. So here it's a hello world. So I can do anything. Instead of this one, I can do like new employee, right? So new employee can do tell like contractor. So I'm talking about some details about contractor, anything, right? So here I have added, right? And I have the access token set field. And okay, so this one, right? So I have added this attribute. So where it's a it will include in token. So I have added this one. So then if I have added, updated this access, add additional details, right? So we will test for one more. Let's test with one, right? And I'll validate it. So what this validate do? So if you have any error in your code, right, it will give you error. Otherwise, it will say like suppose. So now it's validated. So because it's validation means like it will compile your code and see if there is any error. So if there's no error in your compilation, then it's fine. Like suppose if I give
This is a
this,
complete Java code only, right?
yeah, this is Groovy is a Java code.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
HTTP.
Yeah, so Groovy basically is totally is a Java code. Like it's people say it's a different programming language, but it's actually subset of Java programming language. Basically using every class from Java and everything. It's almost same. There's uh there's the little bit changes about the like syntax is, but additionally everything is same. Even the some most of the syntax are also same. So if you work on a Groovy, if you have worked on a Java, right, you can easily work on a Groovy. Even you don't need to learn the Groovy. You can directly start working on Groovy. Okay, you just need to install the Groovy software and you can write the Java code over there. That's it. Even this one here, you don't need to install any ID and anything. You can directly work on the script inside the ForgeRock, right? So like suppose now I have removed the bracket. Now if I validate it, it should give me the error because it will compile, right? See, it's giving me error. You have the unexpected output. So this validation will compile your code, right? And if I add it again and then I validate it again, then it can, okay, you know error found. So in this undo changes, so I need to save it. Okay. So if I go from little bit about the access token, this is script. The script type is for access token modification. Language I choose is Groovy, right? And here, so this is access token to be updated. They have give all the details, always present, scopes, logger. So they're present. You can read about this, right? So that they have the access token set field where they fetch the response from this third party, right? And the successful, this is a code they have already written from where they have to if we have an error, then it will means if this works successful, response status is fine, then it will update the fields, right? And then if not, then they will give us this error, unable to obtain access token modification, like normal code works, right? Then it will try catch. If you go into the catch, then it'll give the error. And we are adding these new attribute fields for this one, like mail and phone number. If user are using it in the scope, then okay. And the remove token name and new fields and session and everything. Okay. So save changes and everything. Now let me test it. So for test me, how I can test it, so it's the same. So testing is basically what we are doing. We just need to hit over the access token endpoint. So we have to use this access token endpoint, right? I'll get the authorization code. So I'm using this my client, right? So let me get the my client code. So now if I hit it, okay, so country. Additionally, add extra method and extra hello. Mhm. I saved it, right? Yeah. Set field, access token, and expand script. Okay, I have done this one. So set field. Okay, I have to. Okay, just a second. I guess I've done one mistake. The DFN. Okay, I need to add this one. Add extra data. Okay, so add extra data. Here I need to add that. And I'll do the second is that return. Mm, Basically, I miss one point to tell. So we need to add this extra method. So this we need to add this add extra data. So this is a method that access token will add any more values. So let me add it and I'll copy these values here also. Employee, contractor, and validate. Now I've gone save the changes. Now we'll test it again. So see, so I'm able to get the new details over here. Okay. So I'm able to customize my access token with new details. Right? Earlier it was only access token, refresh token, and scope token type expires. Now I'm able to add the a new value also. Right. So this is how you can customize your token values over here. Okay, so what I did, I'll just explain to you again. So here in modification script, so I went to the script and I want to go to the access modification script. The name suggests the same thing. So here I have updated this one, this value set field, and I've added this add extra data. Okay, new employee and a contractor. So this add extra data would add the more token value over here. Okay, let me see. We can try more values also, or it's limited. Okay, so let's see if add new employee, internal employee. Right? So, okay. Okay, so now.
So can we add one more field also, right?
Yeah, so I'm just where that's testing. Hmm. So so new employee internal. I guess it will take only the latest one. So only one. So which one that's taking now? Taking the this new values. So if you see, I have added this one new employee internal. Now it's taking only this internal. So it will this will not taking this one, disregarding this one. So whatever the add extra value we are putting, so it will only take one. So here I guess it's limited. So okay, demos user profile, demo set field, add extra data. Can we have more? Okay, check over here. And here set field. Yes, I need to set field to always including token, validate, save changes. Did I save the things? New employee. Okay, I guess let me change the um this one. Maybe it is due to key is saying valid employee taking. Let's check. Token set field. Employee internal validate. Token set field. Okay, let me try one more time. Yeah, see, because we are using the same key, right? So that's why it was not taking. So we should have the unique key value pair. So that's why because if you have the same key, that's the value is actually replacing to that key. That's why we are not having the multiple key values. So now I have, you see, I have updated the one twice. So here I have added to one more, right? To change the key to the unique key value pair it's taking. Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. But if I use the same key, then it will take the latest value inside the key, right? So that's how I guess this hash map and all these works, right? If we go deeper into that coding stuff. Okay. So that's why that's how I can update my access token like this. Okay. So this is a way to update your access token. Okay. So customization also. Okay, just a second. This is how we can customize the auth token, right? So any question on this part? Yeah. Yeah. So this is how you can customize your token. So here, I guess this one our completes our auth too. So now, so we have discussed over here a lot of things, right? So we can again go through these steps. So for this auth flow, right? So we discussed this authorization, auth flows. What are the key components, right? So resource owner, client, authorization server. I think spelling is not correct. Mm. Okay, authorization server, authorization grant flows, right? So what are we using, right? How you can get the authorization code from the browser that we have practiced. right? How we'll fetch the access token from the authorization code, and what is the bearer token, right? So the token type used for access token and all, right? We have discussed implicit grant, we have discussed client credential grant, we have discussed device authorization grant. Then we have discussed about the refresh tokens, how we can refresh our access tokens. Then we have discussed our macaroons tokens, right? And we see how we can revoke the token if we need to revoke it, right? Then how we can get the token information, how we can verify the token information introspect, and finally the customization part. So we discussed all these important topics regarding the auth. So that mostly sums up the auth 2. Okay. Um, okay, so this is one main. So now after that, we need to continue our discussion on this OpenID Connect. Okay, today I'll give you some little introduction on the OpenID, and then I guess from tomorrow we'll some see test about it, how we can test the OIDC stuff. Okay, so
Okay.
OpenID is OIDC is a simple. It's a full form is OpenID Connect, right? So that's OIDC, and it's actually the part of the OAuth tool. So like it's OIDC is a built identity layer, like it's a layer built on a top of the OAuth tool, right? So then comes the OAuth tool, then OIDC put on the top of it. So what it does, so it lets the client verify the identity of the user, where in auth 2 we are verifying the getting the token and verifying the token, right? But what OIDC do, where it's make the client to verify the identity of a user based on authentication performed by auth 2 authorization server, right? So it also lets client obtain profile information, like the client will get the access token, but with that, with OIDC stuff, client will get the user details as well. So it will basically it will be verify the user details as well, right? So that's why it's the IDC is called. So here the auth2 authentication server like that, right, implements the OpenID Connect, right, which is the OpenID we call the provider. So here the ForgeRock here, how the ForgeRock AM is act as an OpenID provider. So what is this OpenID provider like? Where the auth2 authentication server, right, whatever the auth2 authentication server that implements the OpenID Connect. So any author like ForgeRock is the auth2, and we are using the OIDC as well. So ForgeRock is a authentication server as well, and ForgeRock can implement the OIDC functionalities as well, right? So when auth2 authentication server that will implement the OIDC is referred to as OpenID provider. Okay, so we call it OP. So it's an OpenID provider, right? Which any server which implement the OpenID functionality will call the OpenID provider, right? So any auth2 client that uses OIDC, like we have, suppose we have created so many clients, right? So currently we are using that client to fetch the access token and everything, authenticate the user and get the access token, right? So then here also, then this client that uses the OIDC, if it uses the OIDC feature, is called the relying part, right? So ForgeRock authenticate ForgeRock AM would be called as a OpenID provider because it had the authorization server, and in the top of that it implements the OpenID Connect, right? Where this auth2 client will use the OIDC. And if any client that uses the OIDC to test the flow will be called the relying part. Okay. So then what are the, so AM here for when you test it, right? So when finally we test it, so what it will return in auth 2, it will return the tokens and access token, refresh token. Here it returns the ID token. I showed you one, the big one, EY starting with that, the big token it shows. We tested with once with ID hyphen token, right? So that is the ID token kind of it returns. So it returns the ID token to relying parties, like whoever the client is authenticated. So because OIDC extends the auth to when AM is configured, so it can return the access and refresh tokens to relying. So we are using auth 2 as well. So with the ID token, it can return the access token, refresh token. So it can return both three tokens with them. Earlier, we can getting only access token, refresh token. Now, if the same client will use the OIDC flow, then he should get the can get the ID token as well. Okay. So then that will verify the OpenID Connect. Okay. So how if I
Pranay, which PPT you are in? Line 56 or 57?
I'm currently in 56.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go to the 59. Okay, so can I was just telling you what the definition of the OIDC, how the auth2 is connected with the OIDC, right? So if here, if we show you, so that was what I was telling you. So OIDC is identity layer built on a top of auth2. If somebody asks you what is OIDC, right? So you know the OpenID Connect, that's fine. So, but how do you define it? So you will say the OIDC is the identity layer is built on a top of a OAuth2. So it lets the client verify identity of a user, right? Identity of the user based on authentication performed by OAuth2 authorization server, and let the client also get the profile information about the user, right? So if you see this diagram, if I follow this diagram tomorrow, I'll create this diagram and show you as well. But here, if you see, so this one is normal. So here's a relying party. So this is who is a relying party? Your client. The client we are creating in a ForgeRock, right? My client, your refresh client, right? And currently that client we have used only for auth2 services. Now, if we use that client for OIDC as well, then that client will become a relying party. Okay, and the end user. Okay, so so if I you give you, so here the end user, in auth2 it was a resource owner, right? And here a relying party we say, but in auth2 it was a client, right? Here we say OpenID provider, but in auth2 it was the authorization server and the resource server. So if I show you this diagram, right? So if I show you this diagram, okay. Okay, and this diagram is a resource owner, right? Instead of resource owner in this flow, there will be the end user. Okay, I'll just may do one thing. I'll make it 51, right? So I'll do it. I'll make it at the end. And also I'll make it above as well, just for understanding. Okay, so here, if you see, we have a resource owner, right? What are these called? Basically, these called are the key components. So you can see the key actors, right? In any of the auth flow or OIDC flow. So here we have the resource owner. Here in OIDC, it will be the end user, right? Who contains the owner of the information. Okay. So here we have the client, right? Which client we are creating a refresh client, my client, right? So here we call the client in auth flow. In OIDC, we called it the relying party because it uses that to verify the user also. So with the auth flow, so we'll call it relying party. In auth flow, we have this authorization server and resource server, right? But now in OIDC, we have one OpenID provider, right? Which act as both. Okay, so here EM can act as a OpenID provider to authenticate end users and provide resource. So this one will act as an author provider and it will provide us the protected resources as well. Like here we have authorization server, like we get the access token, then it get the protected service, right? So here though this both work will be the both done by the OpenID provider. Okay, so these are the key components. So what is the differences? First differences are these actor differences. If you see, so we had in auth flow, we have using resource owner client authorization server resource server, but in OIDC, we have this end user, which is act as the same as the resource owner, which have the owner of the information, right? Which have all the details, the relying party, which trying to authenticate that user, right, as a client, and then we have OpenID provider, which help us to authenticate our client to get the everything, right? Provide the ID token and everything. So how does that work? So here relying party first send the authenticate request to the end user, right? So then for authentication, the end user will directly send the request to the OpenID provider, right? Then this OpenID provider send the authentication and authorization request to the client, the end user. So the OpenID provider directly work with the end user, right? And then this end user authenticates and authorizes the operation is done. So once this part is done, it returns the ID token. Usually like hook on the access token as well, but it returns the ID token. And then when relying party will receive the ID token. So first from end user to OpenID provider, the request would be sent, right? And then this ID token will receive the ID token. Then relying party receive the ID token. So when OpenID provider fetch the ID token, right? After authenticated, give the relying party to use the ID token. Okay. When then this requests the user or the user info endpoint. Now then a relying party will send this ID token to the OpenID provider and ask them to fetch the user info details. Right. Give the access token or ID token to the OpenID provider. Ask them like give me the user details now. Like I have the ID token that has been authenticated by the user, right? And that part now I want the user details as well. So it will ask the user details. So then OpenID will respond with the claims about the end user. So whatever the details we mention, right, which we can set. So it doesn't matter. Like it will provide user could be having that any detail like 10 attributes have their username, its address, its personal phone number, its mobile number, its personal address, its office address, right? So cities. Lives in a city in country. So depends upon which we have set up in the claims. So whatever those set up in the claim, those information will be provided to the relying party, and he will able to authenticate the get the user details. Okay, so that's the OIDC flow here works. Okay. Yeah, so this is the how the OIDC flux. So what's the purpose of auth 2 and OIDC? So where auth 2 user a way to authorize a service to access and subject their data, right? Where OIDC is a user's way to authenticate the service by providing their subset of their data in their source. Okay. So tokens I told you. So we have the in auth 2 we have the access and refresh tokens. In OIDC we have the ID tokens, right? So
Yes, Pranay.
basically, yeah, OIDC basically mostly in cases using into the social media credentials, like from like if you sometimes you use from Facebook to log into the any application, right? They give you access. Either you can create a username password, register with a username password and your Gmail ID. Either you can create your account with the ForgeRock, with the Facebook, right? Facebook or LinkedIn, right? So then what will do the Facebook and then they will use the um, as this is social this credentials so into third party. So because this Facebook has your user details and everything, right? So the any other third party application can ask the Facebook to get the those user into your user information, right? So he will provide you because you are already authenticated with the Facebook, right? You are already an authenticated user, right? So other application trust the Facebook to get your user details. So if you provide the details, right, here end user you, right, this is you and this is some other application and relying party is a OpenID provider is a, like a Facebook, right? And a relying party is a somebody, any other third party application like any photo service application or suppose Instagram, okay, right? So once you are able to log into the Instagram first time, right? You're the new user on the Instagram, right? But you are already a Facebook, you are already user of Facebook one, right? So here Facebook can act as an OpenID provider for that. So you send a request, right? Or you say you go to the Instagram, then you go to then you send a request, go to the Instagram, right? Then it will send an authentication request to you, right, for login, right? Then it will here you will see put like you can authenticate via the Facebook, right? So you can send a you can click on the Facebook portal to create your account, right? Because it will send for the Facebook for authentication. If you are logged in the Facebook, then fine, it will proceed you. If not, it will ask you to log in, right? Once it's login and authorization, if once you authenticate it, then it will issue the ID token. Then it can issue the ID token to the Instagram over here. Then Instagram will directly talk to the Facebook, right? Then it can ask your user info details and then it will fetch the details and make you the login to the Instagram. Okay, create a new account on your Instagram. So that's how this OIDC concept works, right? So most common scenario, for example, if somebody asks you, so how, give me some example where you use the OIDC or where we are currently. So you can say like social media credentials, like we can use to log into a third party service provider, right? So where this OIDC can be the use cases generally having the market. Okay, and how these claims are returned, user details are returned. So we see this user info details, user info endpoint, right? So with the help of this endpoint, this additional attributes, or we in terms of ForgeRock say the additional claims can be requested, right? To fetch those details. We will run tomorrow. So we'll create a client and we will try to fetch this user info endpoint over there, and we will see the details how we'll do that. So tomorrow, I guess we will do test on this OIDC flow. Okay, OIDC flow we will test. So this is, and then we'll discuss again this hybrid grant as well. Okay, so we
Okay.
have some, yeah, so we have some ID token information, user information, we will see. So few endpoints also we will have discussed. So I guess couple of days we will discuss about the OIDC one and everything. Just go to the, I will say for tomorrow, just check this auth to go to the auth 2 again, because auth 2 will be required to understand OIDC, right? So you can see the difference over there in between, what's the difference? Basically same, but just now we have the OIDC over here, so it's just changing the little bit structure. But mostly the flow is same, just it just in auth flow it have the different actors who is performing the flow, and in OIDC we are saying it's a different actors that performing the flow. Okay, so that's a difference. And that's you can see. And when I give you the interview questions, so I'll give you the list of the difference between OIDC and auth 2 and as well. So you can also refer that as well. I'll give you the by end of this week, I guess. With the release notes, I guess with this PPT, I'll give you the interview questions as well. Okay. So you can prepare well. But I've also included a lot of information in this PPT already, right? But in other one with interview question, I'll give the question and answer beforehand on that. So you can enter it. Okay. But this PPT also can help you to learn or to prepare for your interview as well. Okay.